Good afternoon, mathematicians. Today I am going to show you how to use the standard algorithm for long division. This will be covering the information from Topics 10.4, 10.5, and 10.6 in your math book. Okay, so before we start dividing, let's review the steps we've practiced in class. Step 1, you need to write down DMSCB for every digit in the house. Step 2, you need to follow those steps. Divide, multiply, subtract, compare, bring up or bring down. Please remember to cross off each step as you complete it. And then finally, step 3 is to check your answer. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to follow these steps to use the standard algorithm for division. Okay, so our first problem is 43 divided by 6. The first thing I need to do is write down, does McDonald's sell cheeseburgers 2 times? Because there are 2 digits in the house. Be sure to write this on the side of the problem so that you're not writing it where your answer goes or you're not writing it where you're going to be subtracting. So the first thing I do is I look at the first digit and I want to start dividing. 4 is less than 6. I cannot fit 6 inside of 4. I can't start dividing here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross out this whole set of does McDonald's sell cheeseburgers because I cannot divide 4 by a 6. I'm going to put a 0 here so I know that that can't happen. Now I need to look at the next digit and combine it with the 4. I'm not looking at this as a 4. I'm looking at this now as a 43. Now I can start dividing. Divide 43 divided by 6. That's 7. Cross it off. The next step is M, which means multiply. 7 times 6 equals 42. I've multiplied. I cross it off. The S means subtract, so I will subtract 43 minus 42. That's a 1. Cross it off. Now I need to compare. Is 1 less than 6? Yes, it is. So cross that off. And my last step is a B. Since there aren't any digits left in the house to bring down, I'm going to bring the 1 up, and this is my remainder. Yes, there's a 0 here, but that's really just a placeholder. So my real answer is 7, remainder 1, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to check that answer. I check with multiplication, so I take my quotient, 7, times my divisor, 6. That gives me 42, but I had a remainder. Please make sure you don't forget to add that remainder to your multiplication problem. 42 plus my remainder of 1 is 43. This is the digit I had in the house. This is my dividend. So check, I have the right answer. Okay, so let me show you again. We're going to work on problem number 2. Let me just move this paper up. I'm going to follow the same steps, but as you can see, my numbers are a little bit different. My dividend is larger here. I have 507 divided by 7. It's okay. I'm going to follow the same exact steps. There are 3 digits in the house, so I write down, does McDonald's sell cheeseburgers 3 times? I need to start dividing, so I look at my first digit. I have a 5. A 5 cannot be divided by 7. I can't start dividing here. So I write a 0 here, and I cross off the whole first set of does McDonald's sell cheeseburgers. Now I'm looking at the next 2 digits together. I have a 50. I know that I can divide 50 by 7. So here I'm going to start. Divide. 50 divided by 7 is 7. Cross it off after you do it. Now I need to multiply. I'm just looking at the 7 now. 7 times 7 equals 49. Write it down. Cross it off. Now I need to subtract. So I will subtract 50 minus 49 is just 1. Cross it off. I have to compare before I start bringing anything down. 1 is less than 7, so I can move on. The B says bring up or bring down. I do have a digit left in the house, so I need to bring it down. So I draw an arrow right to the spot where I'm going to bring it, and I drop it right here. Cross it off. Now I have to start again. And this is the good thing about writing, does McDonald's sell cheeseburgers for every digit in the house? Because when you get here, you usually say, oh no, what do I do? Look at the steps. You have to start dividing again. Your new number is 17. So 17 divided by 7, that's 2. Cross it off. Multiply. 2 times 7 equals 14. Cross it off. Subtract. 17 minus 14 is 3. Cross it off. Compare. 3 is less than 7, so I'm good to go to the next step. Cross it off. There aren't any more digits left in the house to bring down, so I now need to bring this up. This is my remainder. It's a remainder 3. Yes, there's a 0 here, but that's not my answer. This is my answer, 72 remainder 3. So let's check and see if that works. Okay, 72 times 7. 7 times 2 equals 14, carry the 1. 7 times 7 equals 49, plus 1 equals 50. So I have 504, but remember I had a remainder of 3. I need to add that at this point. 504 plus 3 gives me 507. That's the original dividend that I had. Check. I have the correct answer. Okay, I'm going to switch markers so that you don't get confused between this next answer and the problem above it. So let's move on and try one more example with a larger dividend again. I'm going to fold the paper down. All right. And here we go. Problem number 3. I have 3 digits in the house, so I write down, does McDonald's sell cheeseburgers 3 times? I need to divide. I start in the first spot. I have an 8. I know that 8 can fit into 8, so this is where I'm going to start dividing. 8 divided by 8 is 1. Cross it off. Now I multiply. 1 times 8 equals 8. Cross it off. Now I subtract. 8 minus 8 is 0. Cross it off. I have to compare. 0 is less than 8, so now I can keep going. The B says bring up or bring down. Please remember at this point you're only going to bring down 1 digit at a time. You cannot bring them down, but both digits down at the same time. So you only bring the 9 down at this point. So the 9 comes here. You've brought it down. Cross it off, because basically at this point you're dividing your tens. Your new number is a 9. You have to start with division again. 9 divided by 8 is 1. Cross it off. Multiply. 1 times 8 equals 8. Oops, write down your 8. Cross it off. Subtract. You have to now take away that 8 from the 9. Your answer is 1. Compare. Is 1 less than 8? Yes, it is. So now we can move to the next step. Is there still a digit left in the house? Because the B means either to bring up or to bring down. I do have a digit left in the house. I draw another arrow because the 7 has to come all the way down here now. Cross it off. I have one set of does McDonald's sell cheeseburgers left. I'm starting division again, and this is why it's called long division, as you can see. 17 divided by 8 is 2. Cross it off. Multiply 2 times 8 equals 16. Cross it off. Subtract. 17 minus 16 equals 1. Cross it off. Compare. Is 1 less than 8? Yes, it is. So now I could move on to the next step, which is the B. I have a 1 left. There aren't any digits left in the house, so now this comes up as my remainder, remainder 1. So my answer is 112, remainder 1, and before we can move on, we need to check it. So I take my quotient, 112, I multiply it by my divisor, times 8. 8 times 2 equals 16. Carry that 1. 8 times 1 equals 8, plus 1 is 9, and 8 times 1 equals 8. Remember, I had a remainder of 1 that needs to be added at this point, which gives me 897. And that is the dividend I started with. Check, I have the right answer. So boys and girls, today and every day when you're dividing, please make sure you're following these steps for division and that you're using Des McDonald's Zell cheeseburgers to help you through it. Good luck and have fun.